Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om. Adorations to Lord Krishna, the preceptor of the universe, destroyer of the forces of darkness, bestower of immortality. The sky responds. Sixth chapter of the Gita, known as Atma Sanjama Yoga. Literal meaning of Atma Sanjam, control of the self. The real meaning behind it, developing a mind that is completely focused on the self. Why? Because it has no choice. The self is the only reality. If your mind is focused on truth, truth is the self. For all reflected suns, they may have many ideas, many imaginations, but the ultimate goal for every reflected sun is to discover, I am the sun. When that becomes very clear in your mind, then you are a sannyasi. And promoting a process that will make this clear, then you are a yogi. All definitions are subject to context. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Anashritaha karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sasanyasi cha yogi cha na niragnirna cha kriyaha. Lord Krishna said, a true sannyasi and yogi is one who performs actions without depending upon the fruits of karmas. Not one who has merely renounced the sacrificial fire and performance of rituals. When people hear of the word sannyasa, mind goes after a ritualistic change that occurs in your personality. And that change means now you get involved with yajnas and leave aside all work or activity. This form of thinking is wrong, illusory. I have a lot of illusion here. In simple terms, if you abandon your kartabya karma, actions that have come to you in nature, called pravaha patit, river flows. And how does the river come close to your village? You don't worry about how it started. But you handle the river according to your practical reality. You don't have to go to the source of the river to take a plunge. That's what I'm trying to say. Pravaha patit, where how the river has come, how the stream of karma has come in your personality. Everyone is born with parents. There is a type of job the parents have, and many details. You come in the family of musicians and begin to learn music. That type of karma is called kartabya karma. You have to do something in this world. And you are born with that type of tendency. So if you develop the wrong notion that I have to abandon all karmas because I want to attain liberation, that will be a wrong type of understanding. This point has been brought out in Devi Puja in the form of two demons, Chanda and Munda. Chanda believes in just doing the job, all force and terror, and accomplishing it. Munda, do nothing, shave the head. Go on shaving the head. If you can do it 3 times a day, do it. And then in the Devi Puja, Devi destroys Chanda and Munda. Destroying Chanda means turning your karma, your mental dependence on works you do in such a way that you are always looking for somewhere to be established in this world of time and space. Your mind does not have any idea of what your goal should be. Your mind is only idea that now I have so much in my bank, I want it double. Or triple. Or go viral. So, your goal is somewhere in the world, and that goal is not whole. It's a little hole, not a big hole. W-H-O-L-E, contrasted from just H-O-L-E. When karma turns into karma yoga, it's a special art. You begin to do your duties as a part of your Godward movement, as a part of sadhana. Every detail you do is a part of your sadhana. And therefore your attention goes after being relaxed, handling every work you do in a skilled way, so that you take shorter time and you have greater skill. And you end up being joyous. Even small little karmas, making good tea. Okay. But success in every little thing you do, it has a special touch on your heart. But things done in a harsh way, you have accomplished something big, but your face is tight, your teeth are coming out of your lips. You did accomplish the job, but you ended up with a very distorted mind, no inner relaxation. And mind is looking for, when will I get the fruit of this job I did? So you are completely missing the joy of life. That's what we call it, going after karma phala, fruits of karma. The moment you understand this point, that the same karma can give you purity of heart. It can open your window within your heart. Think of yourself in a cave, lot of darkness, and very rare opportunity to have sunlight. And you have created your own artificial lights. You have two types of goal. Mind looking for perfection within the cave. So get a lot of artistic paintings, lot of sunrises and sunsets, all that are leading to the sun. No matter what you do is useless. When you renounce that, now you are moving towards opening a window. If you renounce the fruits of karma, being well, comfortably settled within the cave, if you renounce that idea, now what is happening? You are moving towards opening a window into that cave. And that what it brings is all your expectations are blown away. Nothing can match up with it. So on one side, mind is constantly looking for stability in a world of time and space. In a daily language, to become well, settled, rich, popular, and leave behind a good inheritance for the children and grandchildren. That's called success. But that is not really so. Now, another concept, that karmas bring a lot of stress. You have to use your muscles, you have to use your body, you have to use your mind. You don't have time to relax. Now, simple point. If karma is not there in your daily life, kartabya karma that I have already described, come like a river coming, pravaha patit. You are not looking for it, you have to. You have to start cooking for yourself. You have to start seeing your situation and accordingly do your duties. Kartabya karma does not give you pain or stress. The stress comes when you do your duties with mental expectations for a result of your duty in the world of time and space. Sowing seeds in a garden, that doesn't give you pain. But the pain comes when your mind starts thinking, if the seeds grow up and fruits come, will I have this property in my hand? Now the karma is giving you a stress. Simple terms are used, sakamya karma, nishkamya karma. As long as your karmas are backed up by desire for your concept of happiness, not what happiness really is. Then your in that movement, all the karma you are doing called sakamya, with expectation. When you have deeper insight what your goal is, now a challenge comes in your mind how to move away from sakamya to nishkamya. Sakamya, instead of looking for fruits of karma, opening the window within your heart, allowing divine feeling to blossom. How to do that? That's the change from sakamya to nishkamya. In that change, action becomes karma yoga. Emotion becomes bhakti yoga. Will aspect of mind becomes Raj Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. And a reasoning aspect of your mind becomes Jnana Yoga. 4 yogas enter, you may not know it. Or you may describe it as only one of the 4. You may highlight your head and ignore your feet. Or highlight your muscles in the arms and ignore all your body. Yoga is one whole personality, integral. When you're highlighting, I'm the only jnana yoga, I don't want anything else. You are just like saying, I want to have only head, not body. I want to be Rahu, the demoniac. So, performing your duties don't give you pain. If you develop that desirelessness behind it. And rather your swadharma, duties you perform, they are the best opportunity for you to evolve on the spiritual path. Mind goes on thinking, where should I go to have a quick advancement in the path? That's a big distraction. Wherever you can put your energies in a right direction, that becomes your foundation on which you can build up something solid. Otherwise, you are just looking and distracted and filling your mind with a sense of illusion that I have learned this from this ashram, I have learned that from this ashram, I have done this, I have done there. You collect all the data and look at it with a miserable mind. You must realize I'm talking on a very advanced level. In an early level, certain experiences have to happen within your personality. Errors and correcting the errors is a part of movement. But you must be able to understand your error and correct it. So if you started your life with the idea of going all over the world to pick up spirituality here, there, instead you can open the door to some experience in that way and try to understand this didn't help you. You are damaging your own nervous system. And most of your time is going in the airplane. So, now, what happens to sannyasa? If that is the teaching, that you have to go on performing duties, you are more effectively directing your steps to sannyasa when you are performing your duties as a part of yoga. Because the demand of sannyasa is to understand nothing exists, nothing belongs to me. God, Brahman alone is real. But in order that to become your reality, you begin with purity of heart. Karma performed in the right way, which, as I have explained, when karma becomes karma yoga, you begin to enjoy the waxing stage of your internal feeling. Godward love waxes without taxing it. And that gives you a type of meaning in your life that you never understood. Life that doesn't have that type of experience, doesn't have a touch of it. It's completely empty. So, when that begins to develop, now your movement, it is started like a bird that has just started learning how to move and fly. First thing the bird does, it goes into a tree and hops from one branch to another to balance itself. This stage is a stage of karma yoga. As you start with karma done in a right way, now comes another stage to the same bird. It has strengthened its paws, it has made the body strong. But now what is awaiting for it? Open the wings. Your focus is not on the feet, wings. And your focus is not the branches soaring in the sky. Same bird has gone to two stages. One stage within the tree. Another shaking off the tree and flying. It flies a while and then comes back up on the tree. When you have come to that stage, you are a sannyasi. If you need only the tree stage, you are a tyagi. You are working in the right direction, but you have not come to the stage of sannyasa. This is a subtle point to understand. So instead of crowding your mind with the question, what should I do, sannyasa or tyaga? All that you have to do is to do both, because both are one and the same. If you fly, you may need sometimes a little change in your life, come back again on the tree. Follow the tree, the laws of the tree. And then soar until you become a swan, and then one don't have to come back. We are still with the introductory verse. The true Sanyasi and Yogi. You don't become sannyasi by renouncing all your actions, moving away from action. For the general masses, orthodox masses, big difference is made by people who are involved with sacrificial performances. There's a lot of home, japa. I'm not talking in an advanced way, where mantras are recited and you pour so many things and you watch all the materials brought for the sacrifice, you count them well, and sometimes you are very proud that instead of having 3 leaves in the bale tree, you got 4 of them. Talk about the miracle of God. So you figure that out what I'm trying to say. No harm in that. Your bhavana can feel great. But if your bhavana is only in these little rituals, then you are moving away from the big goal of life. So simply by renouncing the sacrificial performance, one doesn't become a sannyasi. Yes, one becomes in order. For the people to recognize, you put on the garua cloth and act as if you have renounced. People will recognize you, and even that has its purpose. Because now psychologically you are being reminded by people you are a sannyasi. So sannyasa diksha has its own value. Only as long as you don't get involved in an illusion. Don't stay tricked with the idea of your own view of your success. Be guided properly. That's why you have taken sannyasa initiation. Now, in order to have success in the performance of your duty, 6 defects have to be removed. And that's pointing to the understanding that when you perform your duty, you are clearing your heart from 6 defects. And what are those 6 defects? I'm quoting from the Mahabharata. Shad doshaha purusheneha hatavya bhutimichhata nindra tandra bhayam krodham alasyam dirghasutrata. Nidra, sleeping. Healthy sleep, there is no harm in that. But psychological sleep, that's very harmful. And sometimes you can't make a differentiation between. So, first defect is falling a prey to your sleep, not prayer, sleep. Second, tandra. Tandra is sluggishness. Tandra gives you an imagery as if you have gotten stuck into a cave. I don't know how to get out of it. But that's allegorical way. Tandra means your mind is neither sleeping nor waking, but lingering in between. And bhayam, fear. When a person is not performing duties well, it is a divine world. Whenever you do something wrong, something pinches you. So, when you are not well involved with your karmas, duties that are to be done in a nice way, with proper attitude, when you are not well involved, when your energy is not being utilized, Now you have a lot of room for fear. And you don't even know that allowing fear is bad. Rather, fear becomes entertaining. Think of a kid psychology. Kid goes to see some cartoon pictures and becomes frustrated that a single picture is terrible. Looking for a horrible picture. But that was nothing horrible. I'm joking on that. It's the idea behind it. Unwittingly, your mind brings fearful imaginations. And as if a whole crowd of fear is there waiting. And you say to them, welcome, welcome. It's a party for you. Alasyam, laziness. A job that requires just half an hour of your work, or even just 15 minutes. But if you mix it with your laziness, you write an article taking 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Here you begin to start the introduction. But then, let me think about it. Go for attending other jobs. Two stages, laziness. And lastly, dirgha sutrasa. You make it so distant, using the simile I was giving to you. You have to write an article and attend to your practical reality. And you started a few sentences and then you went away. Your mind needed to hear about what the birds are singing about. Come back again, and now put in few more sentences, and then you want a little entertainment, a little drops of coffee, which won't harm anybody. Literal meaning of Dirgha Sutra, long thread. The thread that was sufficient for the needle. Instead, you lost your needle. And you're threading on. So, Sakamya karma has all these defects. But when you make your karma yoga, you begin to overcome these defects. And from a practical point of view, you become a dynamic personality. You do your duties, least stress, more inspiration. End up not being exhausted, refreshed. You move from success to success. So remember these points. Nindra, sleeping. Tandra, in between sleep and waking, you don't know which one to do it. Bhayam, inviting a crowd of fear. Alasyam, stay stupefied. The work has come that you have to attend to. And you say, what are you saying? There is no rush. I have not read in the scriptures, this world is a Maya. And Dirgha Sutrata, which is a form of procrastination, go on procrastinating. Second verse. Yam sannyasam iti prahur yogam tam viddhi pandava naya sannyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. O Arjuna, whatever the scriptures say about sannyasa, the same also applies to yoga. Because without renouncing the fruits of karma, no one can become a true yogi. At this point I have already explained that there is no difference. The difference is in two stages. First stage, you have bird that has found the tree and is strengthening itself on the tree. Second stage, the bird begins to fly. Third stage, he mixes both in their daily life. So your mind should not put a question, which is better, flying or exercising on the tree? Both are same. If you want to fly, you have to go through the whole process. So, sannyasa and tyaga. Tyaga is just renouncing the fruit of karma. Sannyasa, renouncing the very ego within yourself. The two stages are same process, seen from two angles. From the lesser angles, just like we're going through these steps. At one angle, your movement is half of the ladder. Another level, your movement is another upper half. Naturally, you look different. But there is no difference. Arurukshormune yogam karma karanam uchyate yogarudhasya tasyaiva shamaha karanam uchyate. Now the difference exists between one level and the higher level. For the Muni, a yogi devoted to meditation, who is ascending the yogic ladder, action is the means for progress. While for one who has ascended the ladder, serenity is described as his means for attaining the goal. Goal is liberation. Now, follow the same allegorical sample I gave to you is of the bird. As long as the bird is strengthening itself to fly, then what is important at that stage? Action. How will you know a person can walk well unless he walks? So action is important. That means your focus is handling the action, having the proper attitude behind it, doing it qualitatively, and becoming relaxed that all is being done in the hands of God. So emerge out of dynamic activity like a baby with a calm face. So, skill in action, that's the beginning stage, formula for success. Bring the skill in your action. And action is your focus. How can I handle it well? But when you go into higher level, action is not occupying your mind. How am I to handle this? All that you are focused on, enjoying serenity. Figure that out. Let me give you a very simple illustration. You are a yoga teacher, and early stage you are preparing your lessons and then you are giving the teachings. And your focus is how can I remember all those details? That's your focus. When you become well skilled, you begin to taste the joy of inspirational workings of your heart. Sometimes you have come less prepared, don't even know whether you are prepared, but amazing expression comes from your personality. Now you begin to realize this shama, serenity of mind, that brings all that inspiration. And it is not contradicting the previous one, it is supplementing it. So for ascending the yogic ladder, action is the means. Action, not ordinary action, action with skill that turns action into karma yoga. That action is the means. The more you do your karma in a right way, the more creatively active you are, greater is your movement. And greater is your internal relaxation. Come to a higher level, all that you have learned, they come to you in a spontaneous way. Even when you learn typing, you see, there are two stages. Every finger has to be introduced to where it should go. But when you have come to become skilled, you don't have to, your fingers tell you what is where. You have to keep yourself cool. So shama becomes more important as you advance. It's important to understand, don't put these two stages as a conflicting situations and go on determining which stage am I. They blend. The bird that flies sometimes comes back on the tree and handles the tree and its fruits, etc., and then again flies. So, whenever possible, if sattva enters your mind, enjoy shama, serenity, and be more focused on serenity than anything else. Be more focused on inspiration. But in order to keep that level secure and in the process of blossoming process, your duties should not be ignored. You must continue to perform your duties with perfect precision, including looking after your own body, looking after your nerves. Any mistake you commit or any reality you ignore, you have to pay for it after you go. You are 50 and maybe are. And with this I'm going to conclude. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukma Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Mritam Gamaya Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.